Hello, 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 and welcome to the European Team Fortress 2 League Season 25 week number 1 between Crowns Esports Club and top5rocket. My name is Bren and I am joined by the one and only TurboTabs. How's it going?
It's going great, man. TFTV2 blew up and I was like, I'm not going to sit out this evening, so I just kicked down the doors of TFTV1 and just kick Jackie Legs out of here, but a big shout out to him for filling in at the last second.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm foaming at the mouth to cast some TF2, Bren.
Foaming. Absolutely. A rabid dog that you are. I don't know what's going on. We don't have a connect yet. I'm just sort of monging out at my computer screen right now. But I guess we're going to be watching some Team Fortress 2. I think that's the game that we're going to be watching.
Yeah, Team Fortress 2. It's got a brand new spanking ETF2L Season 25. Powered by TT eSports, of course.
Oh, yeah. So the sponsors.
The Prem tier, Bren. A new season, a new dawn. Week 1.
Week number 1. This is going to be... it should be a good game. I don't know what to expect from top5rockets. They were the winners of high, weren't they? So, French team in Prem again. Not sure if the world's ending or just beginning again. Who knows? But
it's the circle of life.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one.
I wish I could agree, but at first when I did look at the game, I was thinking, the best team established in all the entire world, and a French team that's just won high. It's, but you know, it sounds a bit cruel, but I think they've got a chance though tonight, Bren, because they actually Crowns do have a missing player. If you don't know.
Yeah, it looks like Starkey has gone to do whatever Starkeys do when they're missing from officials, and they've brought in a man called HP instead. Will this make a huge difference? I don't know.
Yes.
You think it will make a massive difference?
Well, basically, since I-58, they've moved Stark over from the aggressive scout to more of a pocket scout, where from there he could dictate the game a bit more and fill in that void where Cadus has now stepped down from coach and main call for his team. But if Stark's not here, who's going to be main calling Crowns, Bren?
Yeah, that's a point. Maybe they're just confident that they can beat the Frenchies without really needing the main caller.
Everything will be set on autopilot, but if the Frenchies can just make this game somewhat uncomfortable for them, maybe bring out something wild, something they haven't seen before, then, I mean, who's going to set the troops aligned? Who's going to make them adapt?
It's a very good point, because the last time we saw Crowns without a main caller, they were playing Product against a certain team. I think it was comfortably spanked, Season 24, and they got, wow, it was a 3-2 defeat, was it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and that was like the first map they dropped in that season, so Crowns are severely affected by not having a main caller. That's just their sort of play style, very micromanagey. We've said it time and time again, you know. So, yeah, I mean, so I just see someone in the chat mentioning we're forgetting about Raymond. Raymond, he's an absolutely excellent player. He's got brilliant mechanical skill. What do you think about that, Turbo? Is Raymond the key piece that Crowns need? Can he step up to the plate? Can he get the calls in?
I think he's going to have to be the guy that's going to step up. Either him or Spudd. I know Spudd likes to somewhat dictate the pace of the game when he gets really into it, but I think if something throws out of whack, I can see this entire team getting a bit quiet and maybe panicking from that. But Raymond, I think he has the potential to main call, and the issue before was he was so new to the team that it wasn't really an option at that point, especially if you had Coach Cadus already in there. But who knows, maybe they might have...
Hello? Hello, Turbo? TurboTabs? Hello? Have you left us? Hello? Oh, by myself. Okay. I'm just going to finish the point that he was making. I'm going to assume you were saying about Raymond stepping up to the plate. Is Turbo there? Hello? Turbo? Is it me? Am I the problem? Oh, David hears me. David's whispering in my ear.
It's okay.
Turbo's
Man,
back.
I could hear you, Bren, but it was like caught in a vacuum. But every now and then, when I'm alt-tabbed waiting for the connect, funny story, my mumble will just randomly crash at random intervals, but I've gotten away with it for about 2 years now without anybody really calling me out, and this is the first time it's really cut out midway.
Well.
So, anyway, I don't know what point I left you on, but...
you were talking about Raymond potentially stepping up to the plate.
Alright, yeah, so Raymond, I think he has the potential, more than doubt, no doubt, but it wasn't really the time to step him up to main call because he was the newest member of the team. He hasn't really played with these players for long, but now that he's had obviously a LAN under his belt, he probably roughly knows where he could best use his teammates and how to approach things and whatnot. So I think it's incredibly possible, but it's still going to be his first time, and you don't know how those things might go.
Well, that's assuming that he's going to be main calling. I imagine he probably is. Stark missing. You make a good point. Cadus can't be coaching these games, can he? The coaching plugin's not working in ETF2L, is it?
No, he has stepped down from that. I think,
of course, he has stepped down.
From the controversy of that LAN, I think he even said himself, TF2 is just not ready for coaches right now.
Maybe it's just, I think TF2 is ready for coaches, just maybe not in that capacity. We could get into this whole coaching argument again, but I mean, Valve in Counter-Strike, if you don't follow it, they've been taking very, very drastic measures to sort of not really allow the coaches in the capacity they've been working in for the past couple of years, which was essentially just micromanaging the team, which is, you could argue that's kind of what Cadus was doing with Crowns, and it does provide a slight advantage for the teams that maybe were relying on those sorts of main calling, or his main calling, but, there's the argument there that a key feature that you should expect in a team is to have a main caller, a leader, someone who can call the shots when the going gets rough. So who knows? But I think there's room for coaching. Just maybe needs a bit of fine tuning into what's allowed.
I think there's fine arguments for both sides. I mean, on the one hand, it does kind of unlock the potential because if you have an extra brain there, you could essentially make for smarter TF2. You can have all these brilliant players playing at their full capacity while somebody's constantly thinking about these things, and it's only just going to make the TF2 better, stronger, and just more possibly entertaining, or at least more depth to watch. But on the other hand, it does kind of take away a main skill that a lot of these players have been, nurturing, Bren. I know there's some players there that aren't maybe most mechanically well versed in their teams, but their skills that they bring to their teams is their ability to lead, their ability to main call or think of these problems on the fly, and all those other elements. But if coaching just comes in, it's like boop, you're not really a member of Prem anymore. You're not really a factor if everyone's just looking for fraggers.
Very good point to make. Yeah. If you are wondering why we're not starting the game, you can probably read in the chat. David has just said we are waiting on server info, which is true. I think Captain has mentioned that Drac is speaking to Ombrack about getting some of the server info. So I'd imagine we're going to be having a game on our hands fairly soon. I don't know. That's probably a safe comment to make. But in the meantime, you just get to listen to me and Turbo ramble on about nonsense, to be honest. One thing that's kind of annoying me, that I saw someone mention in the chat, is my fantasy TF2 team, I had Stark in it, and now Stark's not playing.
Well, I guess part of the game is predicting flood patterns, because I think that was the main reason he can't play tonight, is his internet was out because of a flood.
Damn. A flood?
Yeah, so you're going to have to pay attention to the weather.
In the UK? What the hell? What? I gotta Google this quickly. Hold on. I want to know
it seems
where
a
these
bit
floods are.
seems a bit cruel, but I know that a lot of people had this issue with Stark at the LAN as well. He didn't turn up for the first few games, and nobody got some fantasy points from him. So I think at this point,
doing it.
Relying on Stark is it's just things happen to that kid.
I could read out the fan fiction between me and Banny if you want.
Is it Christian? Is it
No,
PG-13?
no, of course not.
Can you edit it? Could you bleep out the sections that are too...
It would just be silence. To be honest, it would just be pure silence. I'm reading now about these flash floods.
Maybe in the after
difficult
party.
Situation. Maybe in the after dark TFTV stream. Who knows? Who knows? This article's telling me nothing. What a waste of time.
What about your predictions for the entire season, Bren?
I think it's going to be a Crowns Lego Grand Final. Some people think differently, but I'm in the group that seems to be going with that one. I think that's the safest, most logical sort of team composition. Team composition. 2 teams that are going to be facing off in the Grand Finals. Yeah. Who's the other team I was thinking of? There's another team.
There's top5rocket?
Not top 5.
Come to be
no
spanked.
offense to them.
Come to be spanked. You've got Tom Adiski.
Let me have a look at these fixtures. Pardon me.
You can pull up all the teams.
Frank's Nursey, Danger Dogs. Those 2 are looking like some serious contenders. What's your opinion? You hummed me there, which makes me think, this guy is chatting complete shit.
I don't know. I mean, that's the beauty of these shuffles, Bren. At any point, these teams could just improve by a huge amount over a couple of weeks and set themselves ahead from the pack. Or it could be like some previous seasons before where it's just a mishmash of teams taking points away from other teams, and it's a huge blender of who's going to get that 4th/5th place. But now it's looking more like who's going to get that 3rd/4th place.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to come first? Did you say Crowns?
I think it's safe to assume Crowns, but I don't know. I think it'll be incredibly close. I think this will be the closest second v first seeding out of all the seasons we've had of this year, at least.
Well, we have a Connect. It's going to be going into the maps. The first 2 maps of the season, Badlands and...
Snakewater.
Very interesting. Badlands is going to be interesting. Snakewater, I don't really know what that's going to be like. Could be a bit of a mixed bag. Well, but you mentioned you think 5 need to do some weird stuff to sort of throw Crowns off their game.
Yeah. Because they lack the main caller, they might be just playing things safe and just doing things on autopilot mode in a way. Similar that you would play in like a mix. You know where to push, you know how to do things, you know how to defend, you know the spots you're going to defend from. Things that you don't really need to be told or adapt on the fly. But if they can switch that up and get them out of the comfort zone, then they need to start thinking more about this game. And maybe if they don't start thinking about the game, they could get away with some of these zany strats that they might pull out.
Well, the gamers are coming into the server, so we should be starting soon. I was just checking to see if is my sound playing up? I don't know, I can't hear anything. Odd.
Yeah, I do worry for them on Badlands, because it is known as the who can outplay who map, because everyone knows Badlands, don't they? Like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to shake things up, I'd say, on Badlands as well. So maybe they could turn to the whitelist. The whitelist got changed recently, and maybe they can start throwing things into the mix there.
Yeah, this season's going to be a bit of a nutty one, to be honest. These changes of the whitelist, some teams, we've already seen opting to use them. The pre-season matches that were being played, we saw the Cow Mangler coming out. Haven't seen much of the Gunslinger. I've seen the Rescue Ranger. The Rescue Ranger was pretty nuts. Some failed last pushes. It's going to make last pushing a lot harder, I believe.
You got Natasha as well.
Yeah, Natasha. That is a horrible, horrible weapon.
The cruel
that just
mistress.
slows you all the way down. Yeah.
You know, at one point, Bren, Natasha was allowed, and you were allowed to have 2 heavies in this game, believe it or not.
All right.
But everyone thought it was rubbish. I don't know why, but I don't know. I remember it being pretty good, but
yeah.
I can remember Chris, Octo Chris. I'm not sure if anybody will remember that name, but he would like call out people all the time, saying, "If you're losing to double heavy on last, then you're a shit team."
Yes, yeah. It's definitely not a broken combination, but
it triggered me, man, because I just kept being convinced that my team was shit because I couldn't defeat the double heavy Natasha.
well, we do have men in the server. I think everyone on this team everyone on Crowns is here, at least. HP's on the wrong team. If it's HP playing for Crowns, I'm assuming it is. That's what they said.
He's a double agent. He's just
double agent. He's on the other team. Yeah.
Gonna tell them all the uncomfortable plays to mess with them now.
One thing that's interested me, actually, every time I've watched Badlands post like the map changes, the big balance update, is the changes to Badlands last. Teams still kind of haven't become accustomed to it. I don't know.
Is it that last point change?
Yeah, you see it quite often where teams will try and rush that last control point because it used to be a much shorter cap time, half as quick. That's not even saying twice as quick as it used to cap at, and teams used to run like things like quickie bomb, clear off the stickies, sack in 2 players onto the point, force everyone off the high ground, and then you could take a fight with the superior positioning and things like that. And nowadays you see teams try and pull it off and they just get crushed because of it, because there's a lot more time to spare. And I mean, these crucial seconds that you're saving, these tiny map changes, maybe they don't seem like much to the layman observer like me or the chat. I don't know, that's probably shouldn't be saying that about the Twitch chat.
The chat is smarter than all of us, Bren. How dare you?
Well, I'm an idiot, so I can safely say the chat is probably smarter than me. Honestly, I don't know how I'm casting this in the first place. They've literally just shoved me in front of a computer and told me to shout at colours. So, but yeah, I mean,
I'm a bit torn on it personally.
You're torn on it.
Yeah. On the one hand, it does open up to not just being that one strategy that you can just cheese with, because once upon a time, playing on Badlands would just be the first thing on your mind is like, okay, we don't want this cap to be like this point to be capped like under our feet, basically. So you're constantly worrying about bottom left. You're worrying about these plays coming from like the fast Roma launch to points. You're worrying about people clearing your sticky. It's always like completely terrified of people just sneaking this point. But now with this slightly extended time, it kind of makes it not so one-dimensional about how to go about that last mid, and therefore you can maybe a bit more creative with it, or there's a little bit more lineage to the people defending. But at the same time, it is a bit hard to push Badlands now. And I guess we needed just a little bit more time to decide whether or not it's been a good change or a bad change. I think people just aren't used to it yet.
Do you feel like people haven't really unlocked the full potential of some of these unlocks in terms of like pushing power, stuff like that, defending? I think defending is much easier to defend with some of these unlocks, but we haven't really seen teams opt to try and like push with some of them. So, I mean, when was the last time you saw a vaccinator push into last? Never.
That's a good point. I don't think I think maybe people were trying it at first, but that was just more of a for funsies sort of thing. But I am thinking about all the whitelist weapons right now, and all the things I'm worried about are the ones that are associated with defending. So this is the Rescue Ranger, the Natasha. I know there's some other escaping me right now, but I'm not sure what you could really make do with. I mean, maybe some banners in there, but we've always had those banners, and the only team really capitalizing on that right now is Lego. But I think there's going to be one particular unlock that will like do something amazing, and everybody will start using it. It will be the quick fix of ESA time.
Yeah.
It would just become a standard. There will be one unlock that would just be so crazy. Maybe it'll be the bauble for the scout. they'll come to mid and they'll just launch their bleeding Christmas decorations towards the demo man, making blind for that mid.
Well, they're all memeing in the chat as it stands. We've received word. Corback has left his monitor somewhere in France. He's just popped off to get it. I don't know where it is. I don't know what's going on, to be honest, with that in terms of monitors. But he said he's going to be 3 minutes, apparently. And also, something that should be said as well. This is going to be Thalash's first official game in Crowns. How do you think the introduction of Thalash is going to change Crowns, for better or for worse?
I think it would be a lot more stronger to see what it would be like with Stark there, because I was more interested to see how Stark would change from his aggressive role to his pocket role. But Thalash will be somewhat comfortable. He's going to play the same role as he did in Full Tilt, so not much change there. And yeah. I think ages ago, when it was the Reason gaming squad that was first starting out, I think Thalash was a backup for that team, so he did play with Reason from time to time, so he's not completely estranged to playing with these guys. And
but you have to admit, though, their playstyle has changed very much so over the years. Like it's been finely tuned.
That is a good point. It has changed from once upon a time. I think Reason was quite aggressive back then, with Cadus just constantly be like, "Lol, guys, I'm going in," and he would just
those were the days.
Almost drunken kung fu his way in there, and it looked like, oh, what is he doing? It looks like a complete mess, and then he wipes the team, and it's like, oh, he's a god.
Fires
he's a god
two
at this
pipes,
game.
Wipes everyone. Yeah. Bring me back. Bring me back. But we can't look at the past. We got to look forward. Take our steps, work together to make TF2 better.
On the bright side of Thalash going to the team, they've got a new string to their bow with. They've got a dedicated sniper now. I mean, Stark was playing sniper somewhat well, but at the I series, but he wasn't one of those snipers I would say that would take over the game as much. And now you've got one. So maybe you could start thinking about unbanning Viaduct in your best of threes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. Yeah, that is a very good point to make. Especially because, I mean, you could argue, to be honest, between Hafikul and Stark. Who would you say is the better scout? Now that Hafikul's left us, you can talk as much crap to him as you want.
Man, it kills me to say it, but Hafikul is really good at the game.
He is, yeah.
And the thing, he is brutally aware of it. I thought it was just a meme how much he was arrogant.
No, he's got an ego the size of...
I think at DreamHack Winter I realised, oh no, this is Hafikul. This is Hafikul in how he is, but he does strive to be one of the greats. I don't think I've ever seen somebody who's been as driven as Hafikul to improve. And it just goes to show how much, if you put the work in and really focus at your style of game, that you can, how good of a player you can be. But in regards to Starkey being better than Hafikul, I think I'm going to have to give the edge to Hafikul right now, because I think I've only ever known Stark to play these aggressive scout roles.
Yeah. Well, we've received the in-ear dialogue that the game is going to be starting roughly around about now, I imagine. I don't know. He said 90 seconds ago, about a minute ago. So we got a few moments to talk about predictions, I suppose. That's what generally you move on to as the countdown begins. Run me through. Run me through.
Well, I think we all know that Crowns is going to win, so we might as well predict by how quickly they're going to win. So I'm going to say about 23 minutes they'll get the 5-0.
Okay, savage. All right. God, who hurt you? Who hurt you? Anyway.
I wouldn't believe in the French. I've been hurt before, okay?
Mid-fight number 1, top 5 Rocket versus Crowns. We are in week number 1 of season 25 of ETF2L. Immediately we see Corback going straight into the back lines, picks up Spudd. No issues whatsoever. Now with that one demo man pick, they can look to try and make their mark. Thalash is going to be falling as well, as Medico finds the second one. And the third falls as well. Medico absolutely going ham. Drac falls. And with that, Crowns realise they're going to have to back out here. What were you saying about that turbo? That 5-0, mate? What was that?
Right. That was my analyst career falling to the floor, because I don't know anything about TF2 anymore. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you can't speak too soon. Crowns look like they want to try and retake this, but Namtak Sticky's rightly so. Plays very well. Picks up 1, picks up 2. HP falling. Callback with the follow-up. The old 1-2. And they've immediately off the back of that got 3 more picks. Very, very big gamers indeed. And now with that, I mean, Raymond does have the 100% Uber, so it is an Uber v Uber fight. But right now, 2 players down for 4 seconds. They're not looking to capitalise over it. I thought they were about to move off it, but... Or are they? Have I spoke too soon?
Callback, he's going in. He's going for the jump board. Smart position by Raymond. He does go back to the resupply cabinet, so it's not going to happen.
Raymond was so weak then. Oh my goodness. That is...
It's the... that old Badlands chestnut though. You've got that spawn door which is like 2 feet away from you, where you can be in a position to heal everybody on your team. So it's very difficult for a roamer to get that medic kill.
Pretty nuts. You see it every once in a while, once in a blue moon, but not today unfortunately for the Frenchies. Crowns going to be building up that sentry gun. Thalash on the engineer role that he's so well known for. And they are spamming binds in the chat.
Yeah, Drax having a quick peek on the spy, seeing what classes he's going as, and I think Callback has come back at the spy himself, so they should be able to see that coming if they checked.
Yeah.
I mean, did Drac check? Yeah, I think yeah, the check of the spy is now HP is, so they definitely know he's there. They've fired a rocket at him. He's gone down. So a big shout out to Drac for spotting the spy on his spy check there.
Heads up play from the best team in the world.
Counter espionage.
Yeah. And with that, the Frenchies, they're playing a bit passive. They're backing off a little bit. Just want to hold on this spire for now.
They did let Captain off his leash for half a second there to see if he can maybe get a slight little pick on somebody, but very well and positioned by top5rocket to go outside. No need to risk things when they've got this lead against Crowns.
Drag keeps spamming that bind. I'm going to have a word with Midnight Mick in a minute to give him a slap round the ear, so... You know, very
control your child,
Midnight Mick. Control your kid. Go into his room and just slap him a bit.
I did not raise a filthy spammer.
I don't even know what it means. It's just a nonsense bind. It doesn't mean anything.
It's those in-jokes, you know?
Those inside jokes. Oh, yeah. Well, still 100% Uber on both these teams' side. This is, I mean, Crowns, it's an uncomfortable position for them, but it's one that they're happy to be in. I mean, much more than any other team, I think, given the fact that they are quite...
Oh, the Girardi is coming
Girardi.
Out. Is that the aggressive thing you were asking for, Bren?
These sort of, yeah, these unlocks. Unlocking the potential of teams.
It's alright, they've got the dispenser though, it's working overtime. Thalash is even healing it from the safety of his spawn with that rescue ranger. What a time to be alive in TF2, Bren.
It's mental stuff. Blitzo on Sniper, not going to be paying off. Just gets pressured out in the end. That was my Australian accent, did you like it?
No, I didn't get a large enough sample, I think I need more.
I'm not speaking anymore, but Drac falling.
Good. That's opened up the complete left-hand side. They've actually had to rotate Captain around to fill the void.
Yeah, that quick rotation is just kind of safe in there. The sack in by Neo. Are they going to be able to do anything with it? And they're trying to move in. Spudd finds Neo in the end. And that's 2 picks going away. They're going to be popping off the Uber. This is disastrous.
They're focusing the dispenser, though, with the tail end of that Uber. And it didn't even go down with the rescue ranger. So... literally the worst sort of attack you could have, I guess, going from that sniper pick.
Well, Blitzo's hiding on Spy.
Nobody noticed him.
Spudd hit him, but they don't actually realise this now. This could be the sandwich play.
Will he wait for the Raymond kill?
Is he waiting for the Raymond kill? Is he going to be going for it? At the same time, he needs to act now! Oh, it doesn't even matter! Neo, hot on his heels! And Blitzo with the follow-up, and now the Frenchies are looking to strike back. Only 2 players left alive on Crowns. And this is looking pretty good so far. top5rocket going to be taking them by storm now.
Do you remember those PG-13 films where they would tell the kids that the power has been with you all along? That was Neo right there. He just went in for the initial, I guess, sack onto them just to have them focus on somebody. And Neo just like ends up meat-shotting down Raymond anyway.
That was ridiculous. Absolutely nuts.
The power was with him, not the spy.
Ombrack, he has 100% Uber. All they got to do is wait for their players to come up, get the heals, get the buffs, and here comes the push.
They're pushing from
the Frenchies.
Oh wait, no, they're spamming the sentry gun down. That's very smart.
Yeah, but it's the rescue ranger. What can you do?
Yeah, he's
so strong.
He's going to wrench it. He's so arrogant.
It's such an incredibly strong unlock. It just...
They can't get a sideline.
You can get so many heals onto a sentry gun when it's a rescue ranger, but they're going to be moving in now with the Uber, popping it off onto Medico, and Namtak trying to bring down that sentry gun, only just getting it down now. That's the power of these unlocks. They're saying it time and time again. It needs to be said. And now HP going to be making his marks on the world. He brings down Ombrack with a quick 1-2, and Captain with the follow-up onto Neo. And this is looking absolutely disgusting from Crowns. They have absolutely mopped the floor from them. My God.
Yeah, it's very difficult because with the Pyro there, you have to dedicate so many, I guess, resources that you have to commit to that sentry gun. You can't just spam it out because what little... And it was positioned in a way as well that it wasn't easy to directly hit the sentry gunners. So it could easily be healed up as well as being slightly tanking some of the spam with the Pyro. So a very nice defense coming out from Crowns there.
And that is going to be the second point capped up as well. In the meantime, Crowns did have to pop off their Uber charge, try and gain entry onto that stone grey bridge. But eventually they've come out on top. They've got the players up. Ombrack is building a hefty Uber. Are they going to try arrow building? Or no, they're just going to build normally, but they are holding quite passively in that trash area on the second of Badlands. The Frenchies, they've clocked onto this now. They're going to start rotating around. They realise they've got the Uber charge. They're going to be starting to work off it now.
They could potentially trap them there yeah, they've know though. They're already changed the position over on Crowns.
They're going to be popping off this Uber as well.
Yeah,
top 5 rocket moving in. Namtak in a bit of trouble. He's just about escaped with a sliver of HP. And yeah, now Ombrack has been sandwiched in between these players. He's so weak. Surely they're going to be able to bring him down. Oh, not quite. He gets to the clutches of the safety of his team in the end. HP finds Neo as well. Ombrack, surely he's going to die. Oh, great one by Spudd there. Picks him up with the sticky. And now Drac is trying to make a mark in this housing area. Blitzo somehow comes out on top. Unreal stuff coming out by the scout there.
Yeah, Namtak's gone down as well. So that's a very staggered spawn coming out for top 5 rocket. I'm not sure if they'll even be able to defend second here, Bren.
Indeed, indeed. That is a hefty Uber advantage on Raymond, and they look like they want to strike back with a vengeance. I think if I was top 5 right now, I'd be giving up this second position ASAP. And it looks like Callback is going to be in that resupply area, but I imagine he's going to be changing back. Oh, no, he's peeking it.
I am happier though, Bren, because my analytical career can be picked up off the floor again. I was a little bit worried there.
Well, look at how far forward top 5 are holding in this lobby area, and they find Drac because of it, this forward positioning, but they're being wrapped around now. They've got the Uber charge completely caught with their trousers down, and Ombrack, he cannot do a thing. All the movement in the world can't save you from the onslaughts of Crowns as they're looking to take the first round away from them, but it is a free-for-free trade right now. Captain putting in a lot of work, HP dying on the last point. Is this even salvageable for them right now? They seem to have blundered it a little bit. Spudd trying to take a 1v2 right now against both the scouts of top 5. Raymond trying to save him. He's just going to get pistol whipped around and eventually falling right now. What happened to that push? That was looking pretty good.
Well, you see, they try to do a forward hold over on top 5 rocket. Now you do this to offset the Uber disadvantage by making them waste time climbing Spire, but Crowns have experienced this before, like any long-term TF2 team, and they've been climbing that Spire like as the first measure. They didn't even try and go for the doors and waste time there. And then when they got there, they held the door so well for the Battlemans, they didn't know which side they were coming from, so they went from drop-down doorway, and from there, that's like 2 feet next to the exit door for Ombrack, and once they went through there, where is Ombrack supposed to run? So he went down, and that just gave another Uber advantage.
Well, they're moving in. It's going to be an Uber v fight, but right now the Frenchies, top 5 rocket, have not popped off theirs whatsoever, and they're going to be having a hefty advantage at that. They finally do pop it off, seeing if they can get any picks whatsoever. Lots being exchanged, but it's actually Drac who comes out on top. He finds an Amtac. That's a big pick.
That's a huge pick.
They
could play the point, or this opens up Badlands so much for the Crowns now.
Right now moving in, seeing what they can do. All the damage is done. Callback might be the first one to fall, indeed he does. HP finds that first kill, and that might be the only entry they need. Namtak has just respawned, but at this point, no stickies on the point. You can just play it all day long, and they pick up the first round with minimal issues, all off the back of that one demo man pick.
That was like a SWAT team entering in, Bren. It was so precise, and it was just they entered the door. They knew that they didn't have to worry about sticky traps at all, and it ran like clockwork. They got HP onto that point, and Spudd was already set up, carpeted, the floor was sticky. So when they tried to drop people down at that point, he just boink. The heavy went back up into the ceiling, and he couldn't defend that point.
Well, they're going to be going into mid-fight number 2 now. Let's see if top5rocket can strike back. Corback going in for a big leap forward. He's focused on Spudd, but at the same time, his team have been absolutely falling to pieces behind him. But as I say that, Medico and Neo going absolutely huge. Find Drac and Captain, both the soldiers of Crowns, going to be falling. Namtak finds the follow-up, basing them into a false sense of security, if you like. And now here we are, round number 2 for the Frenchies. They try and pick them off here. These little stragglers left behind from the Crowns roster. Raymond is thoroughly latched on to his scout partner, Thalash, but ultimately, the Frenchies are not going to be able to get that medic pick that they sought after, but they are going to be winning the mid-fight. However, we've seen this before. We've seen the Frenchies win the previous mid-fight, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, it seems these mid-fights are being won by Corback, just getting some early aggression onto Spudd and actually getting the early kill as well. And from there, they just have a little bit of a stronger DPS to fight this out. And with 2 soldiers, they bring it really close, Captain and Drac, but just not enough to push them over the edge. So they need to defend Spudd in these upcoming middles if they want to win them out.
Indeed, indeed. Corback looking a bit antsy in that housing area, seeing he can pick up any players. A lot of damage going in fact, onto Captain, but he's going to get arrowed up, and he is quite a healthy little chappy. But here we go, he's moving all the way in! Oh, see you later, Raymond. Corback! That is a pick that you want any day of the week. But now Drac moving in from behind. They have spotted him. He's going to get scattergunned away as he's pushed away. And right now, Crowns are in a very sticky situation. What the hell can they even do here? Raymond says in chat, I don't know how that splashed. Clearly he's a bit miffed about that one.
Yeah, it looked really strange from there. I was like, I don't know, maybe it would just force him out. But it somehow did enough damage to damage, and the second rocket allowed him to actually get the drop onto him. So a big... I guess a little bit of luck mixed in there, but still good play by Corback there.
And right now you see this Namtak just spamming out that balcony area, and that is going to unlock this spire position for his team. Corback finds Thalash. That was in that resupply valley area. That's a big pick. That's 18 seconds on the clock that they're not going to have a scout for. You've got the Ubercharge. They're moving in with it already. Popping it straight off.
They know where Spudd is as well.
They've spotted Spudd. They brought her down, and that's a key pick-off. And how can they actually take this now? As we see them struggling in fact. Namtak finds one. Medico with a follow-up, and Crowns crumbling under the pressure a little bit, all off the back of that one pick on Raymond. Medico and his crew of merry men, the merry group of Frenchies they have found around.
This is really good for them, because now with this win, it could be psychologically getting into Crowns, because that champion mentality is, you shouldn't be losing to this team, you shouldn't be losing to this team, why are we losing to this team? Oh god, why are we losing mid to this team? We just lost another mid to this team. Why?
Well, we already see, look at that, Corback, the signature bomb in that we've seen this time. Crowns have clocked onto it, and they're going to be protecting Spudd straight away. Great heads-up stuff by them, and in fact, they're going to be picking off these players, these stragglers, one at a time. Blitzo getting a bit aggressive in that choke area, but it's not going to be paying off. He immediately has to back all the way out, and with those 2 picks, Crowns very happy to leap forward into the fray, get those stickies in, and secure that second point.
Nice adaptation by Crowns there. Noticing that Spudd is getting all the attention at mid, so they're actually going to use him to bait Corback, and you see both the scouts right on top of that soldier. They read him like a book there.
Absolutely. Now, Crowns securing that lobby area, taking it for their own, taking as much territory as they possibly can. Blitzo is running Sniper, however, seeing if he can pick up a player or 2 if he can, just watching that lower area, waiting for at least 1 player to pick. He's got a shot onto Drac, but he's immediately going to be leaping back, and Raymond's there with the arrows to keep him nice and healthy, tip-top. So, ultimately, what would you like to see here coming out? Because, I mean, it is still 1-1 at the end of the day. It looks like Crowns wanted to go for a nice little double soldiers play there.
Oh, HP.
They picked up Namtak.
HP spewing out the pasta. He's been known for one of those players that would just go in and make plays. He's like reminds you of Zeberside, just rushes a doorway and just takes out a player or dies himself. But this is a healthy play to me, because he could always just rotate round to an off class. So with that pick, though, I thought they would make another play, but it seems it was just like a frightening kill.
I don't know. I mean, a demo man pick, that's pretty big, especially when you've got those lack of stickies. I just think they couldn't really find the opening for it. They were looking like they wanted to go into that bottom right-hand side, but ultimately thought second about it. And look at this! Thalash moving all the way in now. He's going to get focused down by both the scouts. So we're not going to be getting anywhere from that, but...
That's fine. He's just going to come back as sniper now.
Yeah, that was it. It's all the long con, isn't it, with these guys?
Oh, wait, nobody suspects the...
Is he checking off classes?
No. Okay, he's just checking.
Yeah. Okay.
Blitzo, though. Blitzo. Oh, he's checking as well. Okay.
They know, though.
Or is he just looking at the doorway? No, he's...
What's he playing at? What's this Blitzo man thinking? What's going through his brain?
He's just cloaked himself so he can look at the window without being seen. So now he's gone back to scout.
Okay. Bizarre usage of spy, but they do realise they're running a sniper. They've heard the shots popped off. Now we're going to see if Thalash can work his magic. The Jarate coming in, just missing the teammates. Maybe needs to work on his pub Jarate throwing skills. But Neo very weak. Spud's roller is going to be finishing him up. That's a pick. And they
oh
look
my
like
god,
they want to play off even more.
They can send another player in there.
So weak.
Ombrack's
so weak. No, not going to be working.
It's a shame they didn't dedicate another player to that. I mean, they did take out another pick in the shape of Neo, so it wouldn't be too... I don't think you would expect a counterplay coming out from top5rocket at all. But Captain was in there for a long time. If I was him, I would be screaming to my team, please come in, or somebody come in, someone follow up.
Well, these plays are being made, but not really a lot to capitalise off it. They are getting slight advantages. They got that pick off Namtak. They got Ombrack very weak in the end. Spudd picked up a player or two as well. Why I can't remember who it was that sacked in, but I mean they are getting these very small advantages. But Crowns, they've just become accustomed to this playstyle where if it's risky, you know, just don't do it. Especially, I think I can definitely feel that they pick up Korvac. Is that enough to play off?
This positioning from Namtak as well is making me very, very nervous. There's so many ways they could just cut off this demo man.
They're sacking him in. Oh, Captain. Captain. That was very close. Ombrack is so weak as well. He's going to pick up that health pack, so he is nice and chipper, nice and healthy once again. But
no off classes coming out for.
Thalash is finding so many players. Honestly, this is so odd.
Yeah,
Top 5 guys
It's just a scout though, and they will pick up the flash kill.
Drag.
Oh, dedicated.
Oh my goodness. They're just trading all these players.
I guess they're just hoping to outplay them. But I guess the benefit of having a cookie cutter lineup at last, Bren, is very reactive. You can rotate people around very quickly.
But they're moving in now. They popped off the Uber charge. They want to try and get Ombrack to pop his off finally. He is going to reciprocate in the end. And now they're going to see if they can take this fight any further in. A bit of a kiting play right now by Crowns. They might try and take this fight a little bit better. Captain moving all the way and gets a lot of damage onto Korvac. But eventually going to be falling. Another point has been moved on. Already HP. Or was that Thalash moving all the way in? It's HP. And the stickies is the follow-up there by Crowns. Spudd has found Neo. But ultimately, once again, backing all the way off onto second.
Because they have Thalash and Sniper there as well, they didn't have quite the numbers to really reinforce that play. So, you know, it's a shame, but it's just how TF2 goes. It's the situational versus the generalists.
Well, Drac is peeking that lobby area, seeing if he can get a bit of information for his team. Blitzo running spy. So he's going to know Drac's positioning, and he is going to realise that nobody on Crowns is really in this lobby area just yet, and now he's got eyes on them as they're looking to move through.
They must know of a spy here, because they are checking every nook, cranny.
Look at that.
He could probably go back to spawn, and yeah, that's what he's done. So he's really going to keep the paranoia set into Crowns as well, because I don't think they've seen that spy changing class. You can see Raymond. I don't think there's a moment where he's not looking at his back every now and then.
Well, there's only about 4 minutes left on the clock until the round is going to reset. Now, Thalash, they are just waiting for pretty much a glory pick right now. Blitzo as well and Sniper just basically trying to fend off Thalash's attempts. A lot of spam coming in by Spudd as well. And now he's going to be moving in for the kill, just missing this shot. They Sniper v Sniper duels. Not really working out too well. Namtak's positioning as well. He's trying to pressure out Thalash. Drac is caught around the corner as well. Now Drac looks like he wants to move in. Oh, nice. There we go. There's the force that they needed. And with that one play, It's going to be popping them off all day long. Crowns did actually going to be popping off their Uber. Not getting anything from it. 3 minutes 30 left until the round is going to reset.
Karate.
Are they going to move off this now? Surely. Here we are. Medico picks up HP. Spudd has found Namtak. These trades are working out favourably so far.
Huge damage here.
Medico! Medico's from behind! He's absolutely crushed him in the process. How have they not spotted him there? But Neil with the follow-up. Medico with the third. Raymond falling. It's all gone tits up. Oh my goodness. Top 5. Showing it where it counts. And now with that, they're going to be able to cap up this Spire here, Turbo.
I think a draw is all they need as well. Like, points this early in the ETF2L season. I don't know how huge that is, Bren. And this is a weakened Crowns as well, so this is the only time to really sneak some of these points away.
Well, right now, Crowns holding on to this midpoint. And they're going to see if they can hold off the Frenchies. They get the force out at least. Raymond still does not have his Uber charges. He did fall in that engagement. Namtak moving forward finds Thalash. With that one pick off, they could get in some damage. But look at this, Captain and Drac, the dynamic duo, following it up with HP's damage. Oh my goodness, they've crushed him. That is absolute destruction at its finest. I've never seen a team get demolished that badly since Vietnam, but my god, Blitzo going to be getting us back spawns. Turbo, what do you make of this?
That was good communication coming out from Crowns. You could tell that Captain was calling in the damage or his bomb, and you could see HP dedicating with his team and just following up on all the damage there. And from there, I think they realised how bad of a situation it was, and they tried. I think Medico was the only one that tried to kill Raymond, but he had like no health, and he ended up cratering or killing himself. So bad luck there, top 5 rocket. But you know, this is last points Badlands, and you've got a sentry gun. It's not so bad.
Well, that is true, but now the Uber charge is going to be coming in from Crown. See if they can pressure it down. Oh, they do pick up a player as well. Spudd Stickies coming out on top in the end. And now the Frenchies, they have picked up 3 players, but they have got 2 as well, and they have the superior positioning as well. As we see Captain trying to chase down that frag onto Blitzo. Can they get it? Namtak very weak as well. Captain is just wrangling with the beast really in the back lines there. Callback finally brings him down, but look at that. Immediately, Crown's backing off. There is 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining until the game is going to end. Are we going to see a golden cap, or is one of these teams going to split up? Split up? Slip up?
Well, they're making a push for the second point, and I'm not too sure about this, but they have gone out roughly unscathed until Thalash is behind.
Oh, the Uber charge just coming out, but the Spudd has picked up Namtak. Callback finds Drac as well. This is still playable for Crowns right now. They have the players in position, and Captain is also in the back lines, taking these engagements. They're absolutely crumbling. The Frenchies are falling. Vive la France is not today. My goodness, 4 players down already, and they are looking to play off it as much as possible now.
They can keep going to last. They've got
leading the charge. Thalash is on Spy still in the back lines. They don't even need it. They can just play the point at this point.
Went down.
Is this going to be the point?
Take the Uber off, Raymond, for the love of God!
No, the point's been sticking up now at this point, Turbo. They can't do anything about this. I know they've already picked up these players.
He took a fucking dance on that point with the Uber and then got back off it. There was no stickies on there.
It's a family-friendly show. Alright. Crowns is still looking to play this as much as possible. In fact, HP's found Medico. Blitzo now trying to find these shots onto Raymond. I don't know if it's going to help. In fact, he's falling very, very weak. Drag jumps down Blitzo. What was that?
Oh, Flash is still.
Oh my god, HP and Thalash. What is this game? What's happening? Namtak, the only sole survivor. He's trying to do his best. It's not going to work. What was that?
They're making that way too close. My heart can't take it, Bren. They're just, you know what? We could win this in 10 seconds. Oh, we could win it in 40, yeah?
What was that? What was that?
You
that
know
entire
what?
engagement was just so hard to read.
Clown shoes on, Bren. Get your clown pants on. We're going to Clown Town, okay?
Thalash, I'll tell you what, he is a man who can carry, and he was hitting off the headshots with the Ambi. But here we are, mid-fight number 4. Let's see if the Frenchies top 5 rocket can look to try and bring it back a little bit. See if they can try and do any damage whatsoever. Drac's going to be bringing down, well, not bringing down, he's going to be holding down that housing area. Medico with the leap in, going to be getting some decent damage off into Crowns, but ultimately the spam coming out on top, and only 2 players remaining now for top 5 rocket. Namtak very, very weak. Blitzo trying to basically put in a bit of spam with his scattergun, but it's going to be another mid-fight 1 for Crowns, and right now you got to be feeling the pressure.
That was very strange there. With Callback, he changed his mid. This time he tried to delay his jump, but in delaying his jump, Thalash just took the initiative, I suppose, and spotted him on that shithouse roof and just killed him there. But Callback showing incredible Roma grace and getting the trade onto him, but that's bad luck there for the French Roma.
Vaccinator plays by the Frenchies. I thought we might see it, and now we see Crowns. They have 100% Uber.
Well, they go
might
for
look
Pyro
to try
as well,
and charge in all the way. They're not running the Pyro, but Callback certainly is. So that could be the defensive play they need. But right now, moving in with the Uber chance, the Sentry Gun also being kept alive by Neo. Look at that Rescue Ranger go. Those left clicks, they don't stand a chance. And oh my goodness, would you look at that? A failed push. Man. And that is sticky for Crowns. They've dropped 3 players here, Turbo. What can you see them doing?
Well,
Thalash is hiding.
I think they're just going to have to give this up. They're going to have to give this up. They've only got Drac. Captain's just arrived as well. They've got nobody to do this. But
this be the play.
I think I've just realised, Bren, why Rock Paper Scissors is not a team-based game, because you can just kind of cover each other. I mean, if Scissors gets beat up by Rock and Paper's got the back of of Rock and all this stuff, how is Scissors supposed to do anything?
The Vaccinator is a very strong unlock, used in the right hands, but also, really, the Rescue Ranger.
Pretty much.
I keep saying it every time, but they try and spam out that Sentry and it just gets healed up.
It's how it goes, Bren. It's like Scout beats Pyro, but Sentry Gun beats Scout, and Pyro beats Soldier, but Soldier beats Sentry Gun. How?
Sorry?
It's just too difficult. I mean, everyone's just covering each other, and it's very well played from top5rocket, realizing the strengths of these off classes, but it makes these pushes very. I don't know how you could beat some of these strats when it comes down to it, Bren.
Yeah, it is quite difficult, but right now Crowns, it's 100% Uber on both teams' side. Crowns are in a more stable position. They do have this round advantage under their belts, so. Holding on for dear life, it seems.
Callback thought about jumping there, but kind of fumbled his jumps in maybe a bit of a panic because he saw some stickies, but it's okay. He managed to get out.
Well, looks like the Frenchies realise they have to make their mark pretty soon. They're moving in through the Bally area. The Uber charge going to be popped off right onto the back lines of Raymond. Raymond does not have the balls of steel to hold on to it just yet, but he's going to be popping it off now. HP finds Medico. Blitzo now getting chased down by the remnants of these Crowns players. Drac in the back lines as well. They could sandwich them in between here.
No,
he's actually going to be opting to try and take down Neo. In fact, they do get these 2 picks they need. Captain taking a bit of damage there from the Rockets right now, and this push is still coming in, but Drac is hidden. Drac is waiting. Drac is silent. Drac is the predator. He's moving in all the way onto Ombrack, I should say. Why do they have such similar names? And all off the back of that one play has caused so much misery.
Oh, what an ending to Drac. That's a shame. He just gets picked up by the final rocket to just kind of clip him, whereas he was going to that health pack on 1 HP. But is Drac the actual predator that I've been hearing so much about, Bren?
I don't know. He definitely showed up a little bit there. If only I didn't mess up and call him Callback instead of Ombrack. Why do they have such similar names? Tell me now. Tell me now. Right, yeah, I've just been told the producer's given us some very valuable information. I'm not going to cast this fight. I'm just going to say 3 of the Frenchies' names end in O and 3 of them end in Ak. How difficult is that? That's very tongue-twistery, but it looks like Crowns want to steamroll them in. The Vaccinator plays holding them off for now. The Ubercharge by Crowns putting in a bit of work. They're getting the picks of Thalash. Thalash just walks on to last and gets the cap anyway. 3-1. GG is called with only 15 seconds remaining. And there we are. That's going to be map number 1 going to Crowns in a bit of a... I mean, you predicted 5-0. So...
Yeah, I guess in spirit I was right, but maybe BMing the Frenchies a little too hard there. They did have some very nice moments. Some very nice defences as well.
I've been impressed with Blitzo's aim. Blitzo has been shooting some hoops if we were playing basketball, but we're not. We're playing TF2. So I should say he's been shooting some scatterguns. All of his shots really just seem to never miss. He was winning unbelievable scenarios. He'd sack himself in and somehow still come out with a frag. So he had a good game. Do we have logs? I don't think I can see them. Okay, I've received word that they are coming. Turbo.
Right.
Okay, I thought your mumble crashed again.
No, I was just looking at the blank screen. I was like, feed me the logs, David. I'm hungry.
There we are.
I'm hungry for my mathematical intake.
Looking at this, I'm expecting... I mean, it was quite a slow-paced game. There was a lot of holding, particularly around corners. HP with the fat 23 kills, 9 assists, and 13 deaths.
Man, it didn't really feel like he had that much kill count, but I guess he was, towards the tail end, he did a huge amount of work on these mids.
He is 322 damage per minute on Captain. Dota,
Nice Dota
leaking
meme.
into it, yeah. Man, oh man. Captain had a good game. There's a lot of spamming angles, that's why his damage per minute is inflated, but I can't really fault anyone from Crowns, to be honest. Can you?
I guess I didn't see too much of Thalash Sniper. It didn't really turn on as it's previously done, but I guess that's the issue with just becoming such a legendary sniper. As soon as you flick onto that class, people demand that you start doing well immediately, when it's not always the case, Bren.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take a big massive poo in his cereal, but like Thalash as a sniper, I mean he's definitely very capable. I need to word this very carefully, otherwise I'm going to be losing a few pals. But
lose your homeboy.
Yeah, I mean I don't think it's particularly. You shouldn't expect him as soon as you switch to sniper to make these massive plays. He definitely turned up at LAN, but LAN is a different beast altogether.
Do we need to strip him of his title already?
You know, I don't know about that. But yeah,
Let's say he's on probation.
I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on the man's shoulders to turn up, and you know he is a capable guy, but
it's like
I think you can't expect too much.
You ever seen Whiplash, Bren?
People in the chat are like saying I've said Thalash blows in my opinion. I never said that. I never said Thalash blows. You're taking this out of context.
The chat doesn't lie, Bren. Okay, this is the court of internet. Twitch chat. Anyway, I guess we should dedicate these logs a bit harder. We've apart from just pooping on Thalash.
Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me about the logs.
I guess it's a bit strange to see Neo. He's the easy target to pick on, but I'd like to see some of these more advanced stats. I know there's some cooking back there in the kitchen, David. I want to see the good stuff.
There we go. I'm cooking on gas.
I want to see the advanced stuff.
Relative frags by zone. So all in all,
I have a blank page. Oh.
Can you not see it? Okay, I'll
there we go. Okay, bam.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that just shows how controlled Crowns are throughout the entire state of the game, and for top5rocket to be controlled at their last point on Badlands is kind of a gimme. So I don't think there's any shape or degree that you could really hold that against somebody. It would have to be like a true roll for somebody to lose control of the relative zone on their own base.
Yeah. Spudd was a very high impact gamer, wasn't he? Looking at it, leading by +5 frags. I think it was. Well, you can see the first two mid fights there where they did win it.
Yeah.
They won the first two mid fights, and you can see it was because they picked off Spudd right at the start. And as soon as they just couldn't do that, Spudd started playing a little bit more passive. The team started playing around him. From that point on, the mid fights were definitely going in the way of Crowns. And look at these kill differences. HP on callback, slamming him. Blitzer on Drac, slamming him. Quite even.
Yeah, I guess that's just it's a hard life being a roamer, is what these stats are telling me. But what else can we pick out here?
Spudd on Neo is a big one.
I think the Medico versus Captain is a big one. Is the pockets v pockets?
Yeah. Oh
Medico kind of flexing there.
But that's not. I mean, the role that Captain plays is more sort of pulled back than Medico. I think it's fair to say, is it not?
I don't know. I would say Captain wasn't playing his traditional role so much. He did a lot of roles where he was kind of roaming about, feeding out the other team, see if he can get a pick. Sometimes you would give these sort of roles to the roaming soldier, but with the EU meta with double gumbos, I guess you could just flicker the two between any mode at any time.
Fun bit of trivia for you. Neo on Top 5 Rockets is the same Neo that plays with Virtus Pro in CSGO.
Really?
No.
Oh, right. I believed you, though, because I know nothing about CSGO. I was like, what's he doing playing in this shit game?
No, he's not, no. But it'd be fun if he was.
Okay, fine, Bren. I've got some more trivia for you. Did you know, right? Neo is Neo from The Matrix, the film from 1999, based on a true story. He is the one.
I like The Matrix. I like those films. They're good films. I don't watch them enough, to be honest. I try to watch at least one Matrix film a day, but I've been slacking recently.
One Matrix film a day?
Yeah.
Which one's your favourite Matrix?
The first one, I'd probably say. The rest of them were kind of bad, weren't they?
I think the second one wasn't so bad. The third one was... It was weird. I think the... I mean, they made so much money, they could not not make a sequel.
I suppose. They made like a anime version of The Matrix that I used to own on videotape. I don't know where it came from. I don't think my mum realised I had it as well because it had loads of like just porno scenes in it.
You've really backed up your talk with, you do love The Matrix, don't you, if you knew about this anime, let alone owned it on VHS.
I only know this because I had a videotape. I think we must have bought it from a charity shop and we were like, oh yeah, Brennan, he loves cartoons, let's slip this one in. And then they just didn't realise it was an 18, so I don't know.
Oh god, it's tainted your...
It explains a lot about my current personality.
What stuff? Was it just violence in there, or...?
Violence, just the typical, just edgy stuff, you know. Apparently it was quite good, but I can't really remember it. I remember reading somewhere that it was quite good.
That film is old, you know. It's from 1999. That's the film I think of where... I feel like it's brand spanking new. That was cutting edge when that came out, Bren. But, you know, when you refer back to it, how old it is now, it's about 17 years old, Bren. Good God, is that older than you?
Almost. I'm 20.
Close.
I'm a young boy. Yeah, War always bullies me. It wasn't just War, actually. War, Getaway, and Clive were bullying me. And CX were bullying me, saying I look like a year 7. A year 7 that's been stretched out.
Is it like that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory book?
Yeah. I think it is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to turn up to LAN anymore if I'm going to keep getting bullied like that.
It's fine, Bren. You'll be... When we're all old and decrepit and look... The age has really hit us, you're just going to look stunning in your youngness is going to benefit. It's going to cancel out the oldness.
The youngness is going to counter out the oldness. What?
It's math, Bren, okay? It's simple math.
Right. We can stop talking nonsense because the game has calmed down. Give me a quick prediction, quick run through. What do you think it's going to be?
It's probably going to be about 2-0. I think it's going to be a slow game on Snakewater.
Alright, well, it's going to be week number 1, ETF2L Season 25 Crowns Esports Club versus top 5 Rocket on map number 2, Snakewater. Crowns took map number 1. Can top 5 Rocket strike back? We will see. I think I'm lagging. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to cast as normal anyway. As we do see the soldiers leaping into the fray. Drac finds the first kill with a hand of Thalash.
Wow. Did you see that? Did you see that? Was that on stream, David? Oh, good God.
I did not see it.
That is... How far was that air shot? Oh my god, I need medication.
Continue casting. I don't know if you can even hear me right now, but my TF2 is just like dead.
I think Medico's rocket has just made that your TF2 crash. I think it's made my brain crash. Everyone who's just watched that, some object, some functioning thing has crashed in the meantime, witnessing that event.
I'm actually really angry that I've missed this because apparently this is insane. Like even David was like, "Oh my god." Like, whispering, oh my god.
Oh.
Like, I'm dead. Was that a pause? Is it paused? Is that...
I think maybe after that air shot, everyone had to just pause, calm down for a bit. I bet Medico's just like launched into the stratosphere from just like hype.
Is the game paused? I thought my tier 2 crashed.
Bren, welcome to season 25. It's going to be one hell of a ride.
I thought my game had just crashed because my ping. Oh, I restarted my TF2.
Oh right,
it was just a pause.
That was a pause.
No, I didn't realise.
Oh right.
You were talking about things as if they were happening, and the game was like stopped.
It was just like it was such a good air shot. I bet when Bren, I make such a big effort of. Oh, actually, we're going straight into the game right now, and the mid fight is still commencing. I guess I'm just gonna have to take over.
No,
the reins.
I'm in. I'm back in.
Oh, you're back in. You're jacked in.
Even after that nutty air shot. Even after the nutty air shot, they didn't win the mid fight. However, Ombrack is alive. He's alive and kicking.
David, you gotta whisper me. You gotta tell me, was that as good as I thought it was? That air shot. It was, apparently. Okay. I always wonder that I hype these moments a little bit too hard, and then when I look back, it's like, it's a pretty plain air shot. But from the angles in casting, it looks.
Was it as good as Mike's air shot on Drac, DreamHack Summer?
I would say better, yeah, because it was like longer range.
What?
It was, yeah.
That was insane, though.
Was it not longer range?
It was longer range.
Was it not
anyway,
longer?
We're missing a fight that's kicking off. Spudd and Thalash have absolutely dismantled the Frenchies in the meanwhile from the back lines. And now here comes the sandwich play by Crowns. Blitzo, he has picked up that health pack, but is he going to be able to get out alive with this one? The Uber charge going to be popped off. Spudd finds him with that cannonball weapon. It's a loose cannon, isn't it? Yeah,
yep,
I am.
You got it.
I do play TF2 every now and then. But right now they're looking to try and take it even further. Both soldiers leaping in. Captain Andrak, HP with the follow-up. They pick up that kill. And off the back of that, can you even push forward here?
Man, that was like something out of an Olympic diving team, Bren. That was beautiful to witness. Just the sync play coming out from both soldiers there. I don't know how Namtak was supposed to deal with it, so he did die in the end. Alright, so they've got the Uber.
That's 100% Uber. They're moving in straight away. They're going to be popping it off. Crown's pushing in that lower hand area. Trying to bring down Blitzo on the heavy class. Not going to be working out just yet. In fact, he's going to be standing his ground. But the point is played currently. Both of them all running down. Spudd stickies absolutely making mincemeat of them. Blitzo going to be falling. It's all on Neo. And you cannot put that much effort or that much pressure on the one man's shoulders. So Crown's going to be taking round number 1. Away from top5rocket, even after the nutty air shot that I missed. I'm still angry that I've missed this.
It's okay. I'm sure somebody's highlighted it. It's going to be like painted. Okay. The comment section is literally going to be painted with this clip, Bren. It's okay.
Mid fight number 2. 1 round going away of Crowns this time. Let's see if the top5rocket gents are going to change anything up. We see the high ground being taken by Crowns. Captain leaping forward. Medico gets air shot out of the way by Captain. Goodness gracious me, it was a clean but nice air shot. I'm a big fan. And now Namtak's going to be falling. That brings the kill counter up to 3 so far for Crowns, and they are going to be moving forward off the back of this. You predicted 2-0. It's going to be feeling like 5-0.
I was really impressed with top5rocket's last defenses on Badlands. I mean, it might be just the map leading towards more the team than anything, but I just thought there would be really good the defensive posturing of the Snakewater map, because it is infamous.
Well, Drax moving in onto Ombrack. Balls of steel of the man to not pop in that situation. Oh my
MVP
goodness.
crate.
Oh my god. And what a surf as well. He gets full health.
Yeah, he took a stepping stone off that crate, and that was
nuts.
Yeah, that was way too close, though. Like, I think you should be talking to your team, like, okay, that shouldn't be happening, guys. We need some sort of anti-Roma device.
Spudd and Captain find 2. Cormac and Blitz are going to be falling. That's going to prompt the push now by Crowns as they're moving in. They've already got these 2 players, seeing what they can do with it. Captain leaps forward, getting in that early damage. Going to be forcing off the Uber charge for now. Perfectly executed by the Crowns men. And look at that. 100% Uber charge, waiting patiently in the darkness, and now is their time to strike. They pick up 2 of these kills. Cormac leaps in, but a Uber charge has already been popped off so late. HP just waits patiently onto the point. Blitzo finds him, but this is going to be an easy round going their way. 2-0 in the end.
Okay.
That was a ridiculously well executed fight by Crowns.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, it was incredibly well executed. Everything went perfectly there. I was again a bit triggered towards the end there because HP was trying to go for the point play, but he was being Ubered for a little bit too long. But, you know, they won. So, and it's fine.
Well, the spam coming in, being exchanged. Spudd trying to get in that early damage. And Korvack's going to be the one to leap into the fray. The follow-up damage, Spudd just gets absolutely obliterated, but the counter frags are all there all day long. Drac and Thalash just absolutely cleaning up. Medico is behind currently, but is only a one-man against the world jobber. Medico is the last man standing. Now, whether or not he'll be able to get anything done is yet to be seen. They do realise he is behind them. They're not done.
Right. He needs to go for the respawners. There's no way he's going to get Raymond unless he gets the help of his teammates.
He's peeking.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for a play onto... But they know about him. They know Medico's behind, so it is going to be difficult to get this kill. But look at all these players. Look at all these eyes he's drawn.
There's no way. He's drawn so many players. He's bought a lot of time for his team, I should say.
What is he? Tom Hanks, catch me if you can. What? Good God.
How does he get away with that?
That shouldn't be happening. Ever. What on earth?
Skillful movement by the man. He knew where to place himself at the end of the day. But Vaccinator being ran by top5rocket as they look to try and defend this. Crowns do have an Uber charge as well, and I think they have clocked onto the fact that they are running the Vaccinator. The trouble is, can they execute a push well enough to try and take the fight from them? The sentry gun round the corners completely caught them out of position. Blizzo gets a headshot onto HP. Finally, the sentry gun going to be falling, but right now the Uber charge has faded, and the collapse by the French dynamic duo of soldiers. Medico and his teammate Korvack just really taking them to Pound Town, and now Crowns realise, you know, we're going to play this passively in the second point. We'll let them feed into us and see if we can pick off any stragglers, anybody who stretches a little bit too far. But it is going to be the second point moving away of the Frenchies for now.
Man, Nantak is holding incredibly aggressive on all these holds here. He was doing on Badlands. It looks like a trend following through all of his map. He almost got taken out by HP in that Uber, but just manages to surf away and or sticky jump away. Go unscathed, and HP, using all of his ammo, had nothing to really fight with that sentry gun, and I don't think that sentry gun was going to go down even to the scout anyway, so just too much on Crowns' plate to deal with.
Well, they are going to be holding on to the second for now. There is still, remember, 22 minutes in this game, give or take, and Crowns are currently leading by 2 of these rounds, so they are in the driving seat. It's going to be the Frenchies feeling the pressure, and it looks like Crowns are trying to attempt a bit of a feign push, seeing if they can catch off any of these players. They're sacking by Drac, seeing if he can get anything done. Can't get the rockets onto Ombrack, unfortunately for him, but that might prompt the push now from top5rocket.
Bit of a scary push to make. I'm not sure if this is the right call here. I think it'd be better just to make a counter play. Yeah, they've lost Blizzo now. That's the nail in the coffin for this push. They're going to get back.
Do you think that was intentional? They were feeding in that one player, Drac obviously sacking in, and them trying to take a more favourable fight with the position.
It's difficult to judge. I mean, they could just be posturing a bit aggressive to maybe possibly follow up on any sort of sack play, or at the same time they could be pushing, but maybe that's the beauty of positioning like that, because you can always do either or.
Drac! Oh, beautiful!
That was excellently timed. Drac's done his job. He's just going to stand still, take the gun to the face, because he knows his job was done.
Straight to the cranium onto Ombrack. He didn't stand a chance. That was
incredibly
pure
unfortunate timing for Ombrack there. All he did was they were just wrong place, wrong time. Drac was in the right place at the right time.
Oh man, and off the back of that, Raymond, he has this huge Uber advantage. Just going to wait for Drac to respawn. He's already with them. Going to get arrowed up, and now the heals being spread all across the Crown's teammates as they look to try and make their mark across the world. Pushing through now. Captain taking control of the cheese area. Korvack, he's currently leaped behind. Can he get the rockets off? No. Raymond's teammates are just about there to defend him in the end. And now here we are. The Frenchies realise their advantage. The jig is up, if you like, and they are going to be backing off all the way onto last. Now Ombrack, he is going to have this Uber charge to work off if he just heals someone, which he is.
Just to give shout out to Raymond there, showing incredible straight on medic, because they called out the sniper. Also, actually Crown's calling out the sniper as well, but he refused to go in because he knew that he didn't want to risk dropping against that sniper, and they just allowed, just gave so much room to Crowns to just go in, push him out, and then he came in. So good medic play from Raymond there.
Drac moving in again. These bombs have been very successful so far. Bit of a whiff from him though. However, as he didn't really get too far. with his rocket jumps, and it was a double sack as well. Thalash moving in, just seeing if they can at least get a force, something or other. Worth a try, definitely. But now, this is where Crowns really start to shine, because they can try and push them into an unfavourable fight. Medico is pushing that lower hand area. They realise he's there. And now the top 5 guys are looking to try and push in through this lobby area. But you're pushing into basically 6 Crowns members now. You could get picked off quite easily.
It's very, very difficult to make that push into them, especially with how Spudd was positioned as well, because he knew he had that safety net of the Uber. So if he played himself aggressively, he could become his own bait effectively, and he set up a sticky trap for somebody to bum rush in. So your mind is telling you want to bum rush the demo, but Spudd wants you to play into that.
Spudd?
Play out that trap.
Spudd? Neo falling very, very weak there. Now we see Drac moving in. He spotted Ombrack. Great movement by the man to get out of that sticky situation. Drac's rockets were not quite about there. But now we see them moving in. Blitzo on Sniper as well. Seeing if he can get a pick on these this weakened Crowns roster. In fact, he is going to find Spudd. So that's one pick going away, but now Thalash on the Sniper. He's peeking this corner. Seeing if he can get a kill! Ombrack falls! +2 in the chat, if you please. And already we see these kills going their way. The body shot finishes up Korvac. 2 kills going away. Thalash, what a pick off as well. He finds the third. He's going absolutely ham.
Okay,
and now Crowns are moving all the way in. They've got 100% Uber. They can take their sweet time with it. Drac is just playing with his food as he leaps into Namtak. Finds the kill. Uber charge popped off. Ombrack realises it's game over. Thalash, oh my goodness.
Alright, Thalash. We hear you loud and clear. You're off probation now. It's okay. Bren, is he a winner in your eyes now? Does he no longer blow?
Yeah, he's regained his honour.
It's blowing them away instead.
That was nuts. That was some nutty sniping. My God.
It's always snake water as well. What is it with Thalash and snake water? I never really thought it would...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, mid-fight number 4. The Frenchies, they need to change something up if they want to try and take this by storm. And now Drac leaping in once again, trying to pull a few of these players behind them. Medico is going to take the bait right now as Crowns look to try and make their mark across the world. They find the 2 kills. Drac finds Ombrack as well. No medic now for the Frenchies. Call back on Raymond though. He's got so much damage in, and Medico with the follow-up. They're absolutely rinsing them, crushing them in this corner area. Thalash and HP, the only 2 survivors, and now it's just going to be up to HP to see if he can get some magic done. But at this point, 1 man against 3. He does not have an overheal. He's just going to be backing off. It's a smart play to do.
I must have blinked there for a second, Bren, because it looked like Crowns were blobbing up very well. They knew how to play that. With a medic down on the other team, they can just play their heals and just blob up as a team, protect Raymond, because they know that everyone's going to be going through him. But suddenly he just died to, I guess, what had to be collective spam. You have a crit screen up, by the way.
Thinking emoji.
Arrow building as well. So they're going to get a really quick build on this. They're not going to see this coming at all.
Well, and the crit screen is already ready.
Oh, they're really close as well.
Oh, this could be disastrous, but Thalash on Sniper. Waiting in that cheese area. They've spotted him. They must think something's up. Surely, Crowns are still holding very close. Can the Stickies work their magic? Moving in. The crit's finally coming out. No. They waited far too long, but are they going to get his players? Namtak! He finds 2. Drac and Spudd going to be falling. Thalash finds Ombrack, however. No medic for the Frenchies, and the Uber charge has been popped off now. So really, who's in the worst positioning here for this fight? Captain finds 1. Medico going to be falling. Can they get any more? Crowns trying to hold on for dear life. But also the Frenchies trying to move forward. How did that work out for them? How did this work out for them? Blitzo is going to be picking up Raymond as well. The whole team's there. Raymond doesn't stand a chance. Drac now, he leaps in, but it's all too late, as they just absolutely make a cottage pie with him. And honestly, that was nuts. They saw the crits popped off. How did they think they could get away with that?
I think they just thought, hey, we could maybe kite it a little bit, but kiting it, a crits like that is very, very difficult. As you could tell, they did take out 2 players, so that they could just play off the player's advantage. And the fact that they have no demo man to deal with as well, it's difficult to get a lockdown on some of these doors. So
arrow building again with the crit screen.
Yeah, as time goes by, it's those players just kind of win by one by one. The only chance they had in that fight was if Thalash survived that fight against the Scout and started sniping some heads, but they just played off the player advantage there. Top 5 rocket.
Well, the Kritzkrieger's ready. They look like they want to move in off it, but Thalash is ready and waiting around that corner. Might be a bit of a sticky angle to work their way into. Medico's going to be falling there. Thalash with the headshot onto him. Waiting silently, and he picks up another one onto Namtak with the second! Oh my god, 2 headshots in a row! This man's on fire.
Man.
And with that, the push is stumped.
A sudden change from Thalash. It's almost like a switch has been pulled. No? No,
wow.
no accusations? Okay.
Oh wow, that was nutty.
They've still got this awkward Kritzkrieg to deal with. Neo just
Blitzo's
kind of
behind
goes
still.
in.
It's worth saying. Blitzo, they realise he's there, and Drax's going to sandwich him as well. He doesn't stand a chance. Or does
they
he?
got the force
the
onto Raymond. Okay. What? Raymond had full health. Okay.
The way Blitzo has been playing, I don't fault the respect pop. And there's a Kritzkrieg advantage going their way as Ombrack. He's built it up. He has it now. Where's he hiding? Where's he coming in with his team? Can they make any magic happen? Namtak wants to lead the charge of it. He spots a few of their members now. Moving in. He's just waiting for the call. And here it comes. Can they get the picks? What was that jump out by Spudd? How does he escape that? Oh my god.
Man even throws out the
Imagine
as
me
well.
face to face versus you. You will get big punch first and dick on your dirty floor. Good bind. Good bind.
Alright, well they're making go of it on grass because keep in mind this Uber's not quite ready for Raymond and co. So an 84%, it might as well be a 0% as they tried to make the push in, but with it going closer and closer to that full 100%, they do decide to wisely back off over on top5rocket.
I'm still a bit shocked at that. Spudd getting out of that with the loose cannon of all weapons to jump out of. But now they're going to be moving forward. Thalash finds Blitzo in the end. Callback now, making a mark on the world. But the Uber charge has been popped off at the same time as the Kritzkrieg. And if my maths is correct, that means we're going to be seeing some dead French men ahead of us, as they are falling like flies as it stands. Now, Crowns are happy to cap up this midpoint. There's about 12, maybe 13 minutes left on the clock. Currently Turbo. And they are pushing forward with this 3-round advantage.
Yeah, no demo man means free push into second, and they have to give this up effectively just how Snakewater's cut off from the second point. You can't really dedicate yourself too much without being cut off. So they will back off. They will get a Kritzkrieg a little bit sooner than Raymond, but they haven't been building it quite as quickly as they would hoped, and it's really hard, I think, to get a Kritzkrieg out of this last point.
Absolutely, they look like they're trying to move on it. It's last-ditch efforts, it feels like. They're trying to catch them off guard, but they've been running the Kritzkrieg for so long now. So many times Ombrack has had the opportunity to switch off the medigun. Even at one point he could have switched off and still had an Uber advantage, and yet they're still opting for the Kritzkrieg plays. They are just waiting silently, patiently around this corner. Now Medico going to be leaping in, seeing if he can get this kill onto Drak. Gets the rockets off, and he's going to be winning that 1v1 engagement. And there we are. Kritzkrieg popped off, but the Uber charge at the same time by Crowns as they're trying to take this fight even further in. Captain, brilliant rockets by that man, finds Ombrack. And now Crowns, they have a 2-man disadvantage, but Raymond is alive, so they have the heals to try and work their way in. HP put in some work. Spudd now leaping forward. He's going to start capping up the point. Can his team capitalise off this? What?
That was excellent decision making from Spudd there. He found like the one move to turn that all around. I mean, who looks at that Snakewater last and sees everyone positioned and think like, yeah, I could definitely take this last point here. I mean, where were the soldiers?
That is nuts.
None of the soldiers jumped to the point. The scouts couldn't really get to him because of the stickies. I guess maybe Spudd just realised the soldiers were out of position, or they just knew that the fight was going on for so long they didn't have a rocket loaded ready for him.
Well, top 5, they need to change something around now. We're going into mid-fight number 5. This could be the Mercy Rule coming into effect if they keep this up. Crowns absolutely destroying them. They pick up Namtak, they pick up Blitzo. And with those 2 kills secured, callback just styling on Drak there in the Saw area, just about escaping. Gets an arrow as well from Ombrack, so he's going to be nice and chipper, nice and healthy. And now Crowns looking to push their way in. Spudd leaps forward. That's the Uber charge going to be popped off by Ombrack. Now Raymond is still holding on to his for now, kiting them, if you like. Thalash is behind as well, so they could move in, and there we go. Finally, the Uber charge is going to get popped off, but they've lost a lot of players in the process. And they still look like they want to take this forward, Turbo.
They've only got 2 players to fight with, though, and look at all these top 5 rocket people just flooding on them now. They know they've made an immediate regretful decision, and they do manage to somehow, some way, keep Raymond alive during all of that. If they put just a bit more balls to the wall over on top5rocket, I think they could have got a little bit of a wipe there onto those aggressive players.
Well, just when you thought it was all over, it's certainly looking like it might be now. Crowns are pushing forward. They don't have the advantage to speak of, but Captain, look at that leap forward, right into the fray. Trying to pull a few of these members back now. Medico trying to do the same. Raymond very weak, but it's actually Captain. No, it's Raymond who finds the kill. And they find a third as well. Captain is turning up. He's actually slamming today. It's unreal. These Rockets, both the soldiers, Drac and Captain, have been playing absolutely phenomenally. HP's been playing really well. Thalash been hitting shots. Is actually nuts to see. And now it's going to be an Uber v Uber exchange popped off here as they're trying to take this any way they possibly can. Right now, the Uber charge has been faded on the Crowns, guys, but it has on the Frenchies as well. But I think now 2 frags going their way. It's time for Crowns to back out.
Yeah, Crowns kind of feeling themselves in there, mindlessly going in with the push, popping in. Didn't really have a plan there, and when they got counter popped, they left players behind, and they just got cleaned up.
They bait them into a fight here. Namtak is just feeding in, I guess, but Blitzo in behind might be able to get a kill onto Raymond. That might be the only silver lining they're going to get. They're currently 3 players down. At this point, I think Crowns have got the right idea. You just want to push all the way forward. You've got 1 player behind you. Can't really do much in this situation. They do not have the Uber charge, but now you've lost your player advantage. So right now, Blitzo, heads up play by him there to, well, it was pulling the players back, wasn't it?
I suppose. But this is Stinkwater. There's going to be quick respawners. I don't think even Crowns wouldn't make the push there. Wait, not Crowns. That's a bad example. I think even Lego wouldn't have made that push there if it was come down to it.
Well, 100% Uber on both of these teams' sides. I'm starting to forget how to speak English as the longer this cast goes on. This is what it feels like. My tongue just wants to not obey my body in more ways than one, but we won't get into that. Namtak finds Thalash. And off the back of that, yep, Crown's going to be backing off, holding on. They're just perfectly happy to sit in this situation, though, aren't they?
They've got 7 minutes left.
Destroyed Spudd. Oh my god. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Take them to Pound Town. Bissell! What is that? Oh my god! Miracle shot finds Raymond. That's going to mean no Uber charge right now. But as we say that, Captain has found his way. He's wiggled his way into last. Did they realise this? They've got Corbin holding, Korvac holding on, Drac as well, waiting.
He's got no health though.
This could be the play.
Oh, Captain's going to
This could be the play. Korvac realises it. He leaps in. Can he get the kills? Korvac, he's pretty much sandwiched. Surely he's not going to get both of these. Surely not. Oh, he's playing Ring Around the Rosies around him.
He can just go, because what is Drac doing at this point? He's a roamer with no health, and the only way he can really get by quickly is by, just getting that skill stick out. They're keeping tabs on him to make sure he's not doing too much shenanigans.
Thalash. Okay, Namtak has done that twice now, where he's just fed them, like he's just been running in. I don't know what's going on through his brain, but it doesn't really make much sense in mine, which is saying something at least. And Drac finds a kill onto Neo. The long con paying off, just hiding in the back lines.
It's very unfortunate that Namtak did get taken out with the sniper there, because with Drac behind, they were effectively fighting a team that only had 5 players max to defend with. But Thalash proving that he is like 2 people on the field.
Medico hiding below. He did find Thalash. That's going to mean the Uber charge exchanged by these 2 teams. However, they've lost 2 players because of it. Make it a third. They are dropping players like flies. And yeah, Raymond's been caught out of position. This is not looking good for Crowns whatsoever. Is this time for the Frenchies to strike back? They have 5 minutes, 45 seconds here, Turbo. Is it enough? Is it enough?
Probably not. Extremely difficult. Possible, yes. Theoretically, no. It just comes down to
theoretically.
Well, it's just Crowns can slow down the game at any point if they really want to. And this is what Crowns are good at. They can slow down the game, play it, dictate the pace, and with 4 rounds, that's one hell of a cushion for your victory there.
Well, the Frenchies certainly do not want to give up just yet. They want to move all the way in off this advantage. They have 100% Uber as well. Drac goes in for a last-ditch effort in that underside area. Not going to be finding the player he wanted. And now with one pick, with Uber advantage, they're going to be popping it off early. Moving all the way in. Now let's see if they can get the picks they need. It's already playing the point to perfection there by Neo. Gets a lot of cat time onto it. But the players from Crowns are doing a brilliant job of kiting them for now. Raymond has been cut off from the rest of his team, so this point can be played. That's exactly what they're going to do. One round going on the board for the Frenchies. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Is this the comeback?
They basically... Crowns need to play very greedily, and top5rocket need to play the most perfect TF2 anybody's ever seen in their entire lives.
It's done. I've seen it. I've seen it in my crystal orb. top5rocket going to win Prem, but I think this is just the first stepping stone. Now they've got a hefty meal on their plate that they need to finish up if they want to get anywhere whatsoever. Drac leaps in. Korvac in the back. He's found him. Captain with the follow-up, however. Medico with another one. These are two picks that can go their way. And now if they just clean sweep them off this mid-fight, Korvac once again reaching around, getting this damage in. His team's just not following up on it, though. They're not moving across the point. They're not trying to get these frags, but now, here we go. This is the collapse. Spudd has been caught out of position. Raymond now in a very sticky situation as he's trying to escape. I think he is eventually going to get out. But Medico leaping in. Surely they're not going to be able to get him. Nah, Drac's rockets are there to try and fend them off for now. So that is going to be the second point capped. But I think they're a bit too slow to try and come back here.
Yeah, I mean, they've got an Uber with Raymond. He just needs to use it almost, like, sparingly. As long as he just doesn't blunder it away somehow, he'll be fine.
Well, right now, there's 100% Uber on both sides. 3 minutes remaining. They need to get a move on.
They need into their round time.
Yeah, they need to try and get their work in, and they are going to be moving in now as we speak. Not popping it off just yet, but that Natasha Heavy putting in a detriment to them. This entire push has been faulted by that. The sentry gun as well, only just been spotted. It is going to go down. Ubercharge still not popped off, but Raymond's still holding on to his, and now they finally popped it off. Medico trades with Drac in the end, but can they get this damage in? Raymond's still holding on to this Uber. I think this might be the nail in the coffin. I think this may have just sealed the deal. The point's going to start to get played, however, by Neo. The stickies by Namtak, not going to be enough to try and finish off these players. And ultimately, unless Blitzo can make some massive plays, he's just completely wrapped around them. Okay, if you want to do it that way, why not? 2 more rounds needs to be achieved now for top5rocket. They have 2 minutes to do it. Is it still doable?
It's getting more and more difficult now. They have to, when I was saying before, where they have to play perfect TF2, now they really, really have to play perfect TF2. This is...
Yeah.
I don't know. They would have to
getting into the danger zone.
All rocket jump onto their half of the mid while capping at the same time.
Well, this is it. They're moving across. Korvac trying to leap in. They realise the plays are coming out into full effect. Medico trying to also get that kill. Spudd so weak, but they just cannot pick them off. And my goodness, it looks like Crowns have completely figured them out that mid-fight. They realised they were going to go for the aggressive double soldier bomb, and they played them like a bloody fiddle. Oh my goodness. And it's that type of gameplay that Crowns do. They just sort of, they take apart the team, don't they? And that fundamental level, they can just sort of read their opponents, and you just saw it so well there.
Yeah, so I think that's the fat lady singing quite heartily. We are effectively into trash time, as Kata says.
Trash time. Well, I mean, they can certainly try for it, but at this point, they're holding on to last. They were using the vaccinator. At this point, you're playing for the logs. Crown's moving in. You cannot mercy rule it at this point. What would you like to talk about? What would you like to say about this game?
I think good efforts coming out from top 5. I'm a little torn actually. Again, I want to say like it's nice to see top5rocket have some spark in them. I mean, they obviously can do things very well, and if they do give Crowns somewhat of a fight. But this is a weakened Crowns, keep in mind. This is without their main caller, without Stark, and who's a lot of people would call like the best player in the world, or at the very least the best player on Scout right now. So kind of a big deal to lose that Scout. So I'm not sure how much it plays into top5rocket taking some points away today. Some rounds.
Yeah. Well, we can certainly take a look at these logs in about 5 seconds time when the round actually ends. I think the round has already ended. It's just because we're watching on an STV. GG is called. The players are starting to leave the servers, and I mean, I think it was pretty much as we were going to expect. A little bit scrappy at parts, but Crowns still show they do not need Cadus to sort of micromanage their players, read the opponents well, and ultimately coming out on top. So, I mean, who would you say was the biggest, fattest, highest impact player in this game?
Actually, I feel like everyone was having a good game on Crowns. I don't think there's anybody who can really... It is a very difficult question to answer. I think Spudd had, like, I could tell that Spudd was getting some confidence. Like, once he got some of these crazy players going, he realised how good of a demo man he was, and he was going for these a little bit more aggressive plays. That was entertaining to see. But I think Raymond was incredibly solid this map as well. Apart from the odd, like, I think maybe there was a few decisions I disagreed with. But other than that, it was an incredibly solid play. And I'd imagine he was main calling as well, so it just goes to show a testament that his medic skills are still quite on par, despite main calling.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. Everyone from Crowns pretty much just turned up to a T. We'll go through the logs very, very quickly. As you can see, pretty much everyone on the side of Crowns fragging hard. Captain had a brilliant game. High damage per minute. Thalash is very impressive as well. Yeah, look at that.
That's an aggressive scout. That's the one that's supposed to be like
5.1
in the fight as well. That's very strange to see. I guess maybe he noticed how hot of a game he was having, noticing some of those DOMs, and he's like, maybe if I stay alive a little bit longer, I can hold on to these DOMs. But yeah. Thalash just showing that he fits this team perfectly, at least onto the Snakewater map, anyways. And his sniper, it's I think it just goes to show how nice of a map Snakewater is to snipe on.
Well, look at that conversion rate as well. I mean, it was going back and forth, but it just seems like top 5 could not seal the deal in the end. With all that being said, we do have some interviews to talk to, some interviewees. It's a guy you might know pretty well. He goes by a little name of Thalash. He hasn't been linked in here yet, so I'm just hello Thalash. How's it going?
Hi.
How are you? I'm going to ask you a very complicated question now. You need to think very hard about this. How are you feeling after winning?
I'm feeling good.
Oh, nice.
That was a fun game to play. A lot of fun. So much fun, you know.
Yeah. Sniper. Do you like that class? Do you like it? Is it fun? Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sniping. That's great.
Oh, was Flash playing sniper on this map? I didn't notice.
A few times, I think.
Yeah, just a couple of times. But I mean, the one thing I did want to ask you is how are you fitting into this role, moving from the full tilt lineup to Crowns? How's that transition turning out for you?
It's been pretty difficult because we haven't played much, especially not with like a full roster. And obviously, full tilt and Crowns play completely different. So I kind of struggle a little bit. I'm still struggling. We've been swapping me around from like pocket to flank to pocket.
Okay.
So trying to like figure out what works best.
That's interesting. I thought they were going to stick with Stark on the pocket role. Why the change up?
So it's probably should have just kept it, but we didn't play much. We played bad in the beginning, and then we thought it was because Stark wasn't playing on the flank, and he's obviously a really good flank scout. Because I was originally recruited to play flank scout, but then I thought that Stark is much better than me, so giving up that huge advantage of having Stark on the flank making game-winning plays is just too much of an advantage to give away. So I offered to play pocket scout for a bit, but since we don't plan on playing too much this season, it's probably not worth trying to kind of fit me into that pocket scout role because I'm not that good at it. I've never really played it in a proper team. so I struggle a bit playing Pocket Scout. And obviously having Stark on the flank also takes a lot away from the calls. So I think we've settled on me playing Flank Scout now.
Finally.
That's gonna it took I swapped around like 4 or 5 times, I think. But
yeah, I was kind of wondering how
plan
much
going forward.
was Stark missed tonight. Was he? Was it great? Was it noticeable to see Stark not here main calling for his team, or did somebody else pick up the main calling mantle for the team, or were you all playing on autopilot?
No, everyone kind of chips in. Like, it's really hard to say how Stark is gonna call for us because we haven't really played much with him. His internet's been awful for like a week and a half now, I think, and it's out of his control. So we haven't actually played many proper games with Stark, so it's hard to say how much he's actually gonna help us or whatever. But now that he's not here, it's like everyone's chipping in. Spudd's calling, Raven's calling, more captain is even like pretty vocal. So.
Well, we do have Spudd here. Spudd joined. I don't think we said hello. Hello, Spudd.
Hey.
How's it going? You happy?
Good, man.
Feeling right?
Yeah. Look really exhausted because you know, being the king gamer I was, I asked if we had scrims before. Captain replied with a no, so I was like, right, I'm going to use this time to benefit myself in the real world and head to the gym. And by the time I get to the gym, I get a phone call from Drac saying, well, a missed phone call, which I assume was saying, can you come play? But I was already at the gym at the time. So I did my session, I come back, and I joined mid-scrim. And yeah, and I kind of just exhausted myself before we actually got to play. So that definitely wasn't my best performance by a long shot. And I don't think I'll be doing that again. But I'm happy that we won overall.
I think you just wanted to drop the fact that you were going to the gym.
Yeah, probably. And
Spudd's a big guy, you know. He works out.
I want to welcome Ombrack into the channel as well.
Hey.
So, guys, I want to just turn back the handles of time for a second. I want you all to both picture that last point Badlands. It seems both teams were kind of struggling on that last point there. And immediately me and Bren were calling into question some of these unlocks.
Engineer's so overpowered.
Oh, mate, it's nuts.
It's dumb.
It is really, really like...
I can build the sentry top right, sit and spawn a rescue ranger and just do nothing. Press mouse 1 every now and then, and I'm like in no danger of dying.
Me and Bren were kind of theory crafting. We were like, how are you supposed to deal with this? Because at one point, Ombrack, you had the vaccinator, the pyro, and I think maybe some other class. It might have been a heavy, it could have been an engineer, whatever. But we just didn't know how to deal with that. Was this this defense, was this cooked up like just today, or was this a plan for Badlands for a while now?
We just did it today. It was like, okay, we have this advantage, just put every big guns you can have and just wait. Like, I think when you have heavy engine pyro, you can't lose last unless someone makes a really stupid mistake, like overcommitting or on repush or something. So I honestly don't know and don't think you can properly push a last with equal Uber and all the off classes. Like, there's off classes this season are completely breaking last defense.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good go at it, didn't we, Bren? But maybe we should get like a committee going. We need to start thinking up of ways of how to deal with all this. Because
that's for the teams to do. I just you know, talk over people when they jump in. I go whoa, and then that's all I do.
Yeah, tell me the other side of it, Spudd. Like, what was it really getting to you guys? How difficult it was to push these Badlands last?
I mean, we've never been good at Badlands. Like, most teams will probably be able to vouch for that. I think it's a map that we really need to home in on, but you know, we haven't got to do it now for several weeks, so there is that. But it has always been our worst map, I feel. Actually, maybe not at the start when I first joined, but it just became worse over time. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's something to do with the lasts. Obviously, now we've got more things to think about with the Girati, which top 5 are very good at doing and utilising all that. But I'm interested to see how we can improve on Badlands, because there's definitely room for it and definitely struggled.
All right.
Is it time to end it?
You're
And
done.
by end it, I don't mean my life. I mean this interview. Is it time to go? Is it time to say goodbye?
Yeah,
Or have you got
I think
more
I'm
questions?
satisfied. I just wanted to know about the main caller, these Badlands last. I think that was the main two things that were bugging me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Any shout-outs? We'll go down the list. Ombrack, anything from you, my man?
Shout out to my team, to top 5. To people who picked me in Fantasy League. I hope I didn't disappoint you. And I hope I'm still in the run for man of the season because I have big balls. That's it.
Yeah, man. I was lamenting over your big balls. It was pretty nuts. Hey, nice little balls pun there shoved in, but yeah.
Nice.
Spudd.
Shout outs to Crowns, our Big Daddy sponsors. And shout outs to PlusNet for their amazing services to the English internet home. I've been with PlusNet, and they kind of bent me over the other week with this issue that Stark's now facing. So thankfully my issue's all sorted. So hopefully we can get Stark back soon. So yeah, shout outs to PlusNet.
And Thalash.
Shout out to Full Tilt and Grant. And my Twitter, thank you.
Oh yeah, do you want to shout out your Twitter? What is your Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter.com/Thalash followed by 3 E's.
There we go.
Check it
I
out.
would link it in the chat, but I get banned, I think. Alright, Turbo.
Oh,
Hello.
I would say follow me on Twitter, but I forget to post constantly, so probably don't do that. But a big shout out to you guys watching at home. You're the reason we do this. Big shout out to DavidTheWin, for all this wouldn't be possible without him. Yeah, I think that's me done.
Alright, with all that being said, thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. It was some good quality TF2. Had some funny jests. Me and Turbo had a good time.
Oh my god, that Medico air shot.
Yeah, oh my goodness. There was some nutty stuff thrown in there as well. So, with all that being said, we hope you join us for tomorrow. I believe there's a game going on. It's going to be 3 out of 6 versus Thanks Nursey. Set your alarms. You want to get the whole family sat on the sofa for that one. Get a cup of tea going. But yeah, we're going to call it a night. See you later. Good night. Have fun.